Hello everybody, welcome to our first episode of Bloom Talk. My name is Aida, nurse practitioner and owner of Bloom Society, and with me today I have
Joanna. I'm an esthetician and a permanent makeup artist.
and today we're going to cover my journey, how I got here and where I see Bloom Society heading and where my dreams and hopes are for Bloom Society.
Thank you for doing this talk today.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you, what made you want to start the Bloom Society? What made you build it?
So initially I was working ICU in the States and I needed something to break apart from the extreme ICU world. So I worked in surgical trauma and I said I really love aesthetics and the natural aspect of aesthetics. This was back in 2017 where natural wasn't really in it wasn't really in the, what do you call it?
In industry?
Not industry, like it wasn't like in highlight, like in trend, I guess, the new trends, those are the new words. It wasn't really in trend. It was all about you wanted to have the big lips and the big cheeks and the frozen look.
So it's more like the fake look was more out there.
Exactly. And my goal was to kind of, focus on like PRP and natural regeneration, which is super interesting where I started and how I initially started and what I'm doing now. So I said, I'm just gonna do the natural aspect of my healing with the vampire facials, and I went to do it for the body and stretch marks. So I started doing that, and then as I started doing my friends and family, just a couple people here and there, it was more so as a passion. I wanted to use it as a break from the ICU, and it's kind of like refreshing to me. And then I started doing lips, Botox, as well as the PRP, and my clients are like, wow, like you're actually really good, and my friend seen my lips and she actually wants to come to you. So I said, all right, sure, bring them over. And I actually started out of my mom's basement, which is crazy because it was kind of like, don't go get stuff done by someone's basement, but that's where people were coming. Until I got fairly busy and I really grew my clientele base. And then I was doing a lot of corrective work, which was really interesting for me because I'm like, wow, like little me in my mom's basement, and I'm doing corrective work and all this stuff. So then I started taking more and more courses. So initially I started taking courses by a company in Toronto, I'm not gonna name who, and I would go up every weekend and just get hands-on practice. And then I was trained by all the filler companies pretty much out there. I took courses in the States because I was working in the States, so I didn't know which direction my business would go. So I said, I'm gonna go to Empire Medical, and I've taken probably at least 12 courses there as well, so I'm certified in both countries. And then I did a lot of webinars and cadaver labs and everything I can get my hands on, so I feel very confident. I also wanted to make note, I actually started PRP with cannula. So cannula is one of the first ways I even introduced injecting, because I felt like it was more safe and more controlled because I can control which layer I'm in. And then I would only use needle if I'm deep on bone in certain areas. So that's kind of still how I inject today, but that's why I got really, really good at cannula because I started with that right off the bat. And then as my business grew, COVID hit. So that was a really hard time, but because I was a medical professional, I could still do Botox for specific conditions. So clients were still reaching out to me. And at this point I had moved into Amherstburg at my new house. And I had like a little room there where I was treating clients, and we'll share actually where I started my journey in the picture and how crazy the space looked.
Yeah.
To my home in Amherstburg, and then to my clinic location in Amherstburg, and then here.
It's really funny to look back at that picture with now, right?
I'm just like, wow. Like at least I still was, I had all my cleaning supplies to make sure it was like sterile and stuff, but yeah. It was definitely a huge change from what we are now. And then so out of my home, I was injecting, and I had my name, Botoxology, because I'm like, it's the mixture of all things to make it beautiful. So that's why I said.
That's so interesting. I actually did not know that.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
My initial name was Botoxology, and you could tell I was so bad at social media and pictures, and I'm like looking back at my pictures and my logo even, it was like purple background.
You sound more like a scientist in beauty.
I know. It was, and I'm like, then as I got into it, I'm like, I really don't like that name, I don't know. So when I was working out of my home, I was treating about 100 clients a month after COVID, obviously, and everything. And my husband's like, listen, this is crazy. Like, people are bringing their dogs, their kids, they're jumping on me. I'm a babysitter for all kinds. They're bringing their family members. And it came to a point where I can remember 2 clients off the top of my head, where they came in actually intoxicated, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable. in that scenario. So that's when I said, you know what, I need a storefront. I can't be out of my home. It's not safe. You never know who you're gonna get. And at the same time, I also didn't treat everybody. Like I did turn clients away, and some clients did get kind of upset saying like, well, this person would treat me, and so it just, and I was treating complications from other places. So it was just more professional and more, you know, sterile to be in a physical location. So then I incorporated because my accountant also said, what are you doing? Like you're getting all these e-transfers. Are you crazy? You need to incorporate. We need to do this right ASAP.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's start. So then I said, well, I'm trying to change the name as well. This is the time to do it. And I was talking to my mom actually, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I want to do like, I don't want it to be like enhance your beauty, but I want to make it like a community because it is a community of beauty. So I said, you know, I don't like the word community, so I was looking up different words and I found society. I'm like, oh, I love society. And then I'm like, what do I do? Like, is it blossom? And she's like, no. I said, well, what about bloom? And I said, oh my God, that's perfect because you're blooming into a natural you. And then that became my slogan.
The beautiful thing is that you also bloomed out of your old space.
Exactly.
So it kind of follows your life with your work, and it's amazing.
And also with my, you know, what I'm trying to create. And I'm not gonna get too emotional because I will cry if I get in depth about this. But it's just hard to see my journey, and I think, wow, like I worked so hard. And at one point, I was working ICU. I was going to school full time to get my doctorate and my NP, and I was running a business all at the same time. And I'm like, wow, like I really can do it, and I did it. Now I'm doing it with 2 kids, and also like my husband has a business, so I help him out with his business, and I'm managing this and employees, so it's possible. It just, you have to, it depends how bad you want it.
Yeah.
If you want it bad, you will make it work no matter what at all costs, and that's kind of what I'm trying to achieve.
You're like full-time here and full-time at home.
Full-time everywhere.
Mom, full-time partner, full-time owner, full-time friend. You're
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
I'm gonna pause it for a sec. Okay, so then I obviously chose the name Bloom Into Natural You. And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna look for a commercial property in Amherstburg. And I found the perfect one on the front, right on the main road, and I said, this is literally me. Initially, I wanted to be on the water somewhere because I thought it'd be so like nostalgic, just looking out at the water while you get your injections, but I'm sorry guys, it wasn't possible, but.
It was a great location.
Yeah,
It was a good location.
I think it was great for what I needed at that point in my life, honestly. It was definitely hard and I was nervous. I said, what am I doing? Like, this is scary, but clearly it worked.
You took a risk.
Yes.
And it was amazing.
And then eventually I got to the point where, well, I had Daniela there, obviously. We had Katarina and Jade, and we were pretty much on top of each other when we were injecting or doing services. So I said, this is not working. The 2 rooms doesn't work. I need to figure something out and I need to do it quick. However, I had given birth to Ziana and my grandmother died the day after. So I didn't really even think about taking the leap and doing it. I think I definitely had postpartum depression. It was very hard for like the year afterwards. And then I think everything just, I always say everything happens for a reason, and it did. This building kind of just popped out of nowhere. Like I was kind of looking, but not really. I said if something perfect comes up and I really feel it, I'll go for it. And then this building came about and I'm like, oh my God, this is probably meant to be. You know, everything kind of lined up and we are now here.
And here we are. So other than all the challenges that we already know that we spoke about first, do you have any new challenges that made you come into this location?
Yeah, so obviously in Amherstburg, I did gain a lot of wonderful clients in Amherstburg and the surrounding, like Kingsville, Leamington, Harrow, and I even gained new ones from Detroit. However, you know, after a while the drive is fairly far, especially in the winter when we have snowstorms and stuff. I said, if I'm gonna purchase something in a building, I wanna be centrally located. So I wanna be in an area where you can come from any angle and it's a quick 10-minute, 20-minute drive. And to come see, right off, you can come off of Walker at EC Road, you can come off from Central, and it's super quick. So I thought, wow, this is perfect.
Yes.
So that was a big challenge of why I came. You know, I said, my clients felt like, okay, like, can you just come back to your mom's house? So I was actually injecting out of my mom's basement since December.
I used to join her there.
Yes, trying to, accommodate my clients that I've been treating for 7+ years, right? So I'm the type of person where, once you become a client of ours, we're honestly, people always joke and say, oh my God, I just want to like come here every day. This is so fun. Because I'm honest, I'm real. I'm not going to be something I'm not. And I'm just going to be real. And so I wanted to be real with these people, and I treat them like family and friends. So I wanted to help clients who were very loyal to me, and I wanted to show them that I'm loyal to them.
One thing that I do want to mention, which is really important for people to know, is how much you care about them, especially of the fact that you did move locations for that exact reason. For you, it became so inconvenient because you live in Amherstburg, your job was in Amherstburg, everything was good for you in Amherstburg, especially being a mom, right? It was just easy for the kids, easy for you. And now, just being in the distance, just for your clients. And that's very important to say because she cares to make it easy for other people, make it more difficult for herself.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel bad for my Amherstburg people, I will say. I do feel bad. However, I've had many discussions with my Amherstburg clients, and they're like, we don't care. Like, 90% of them said, we'll still follow you, it's okay. Because I guess we're used to driving if we live out there. But when you're in Windsor, you really don't like to travel in the county, and I get it because that used to be me. I used to hate driving to Amherstburg or anywhere else besides Windsor. Now I kind of hate coming to Windsor, to be honest. The traffic sucks.
Now you understand how they used to feel before.
Yeah, like driving, I have to go Amherstburg, drop off my daughter, and then I go back to Amherstburg for a little period to do stuff around the house, and I come to the clinic.
Meanwhile, with a packed schedule, by the way, and that's tough too.
Yeah, and I also went from 2 days to 4 because I tried to make myself, I want to make sure clients can find availability. That was another challenge.
Yeah.
Because I was a new mom and I had 2 under 2. And then I also had a lot of family issues that obviously no one gets to hear or see behind the scenes, and I'm trying to manage and navigate everything without my business having an effect on that. But I was working maybe 2 days, 1 to 5. So clients were like, I can't get in with you. Like, I don't know what to do. And I was trying to double book, and then clients were waiting, and I'm like, I can't have that. I just can't do that. So now I'm doing 4 days. And I also changed up my schedule. So I did 2 earlier days and 2 afternoons. So that way I can catch like the morning crowd that maybe work in the afternoons, and I can catch the later crowd who get off at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very thoughtful and very helpful for people.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, you had a very long journey in your life to just be where you are now. What is the most proudest moment so far?
I don't know. There's like business related, family related. I don't know. I guess it depends what you're asking me.
It could be about you as a person in general. Maybe your accomplishments.
Yeah,
how
honestly,
much you handle as a person.
This is gonna make me cry if I keep. Honest to God,
It's okay.
I'm trying not to cry. No. So basically, the biggest thing is for people who know me, they know where I came from, and I came to Canada when I was 10 years old. I didn't speak English. I was actually bullied for how I dressed when I was younger because I would tuck my clothes in, my shirt into my pants, and guess what? It's now in style to do that, but back then I was bullied.
Oh, I used to do that too.
Yeah, and I had a really short haircut with like bangs. It was cute.
I think your mom made you do that just so
The
you don't get
tucking.
cold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Protect the back.
European.
True. And I wanted to make my parents so proud, and I'm like, I don't know where this life is gonna take me, but I want to reach my highest, proudest moments that I can. And that was getting my doctorate. And I did all that. I didn't even get a proper graduation because it was COVID. I didn't even get to walk on stage. And that really still affects me now. I feel really like upset about that because I worked really hard 3 years and I couldn't even walk on stage and have my family, my parents feel that, wow, like she did this while working full time and running a business. And then having my daughters and, being able to slowly grow. I see myself, my life as a continuous growth. Obviously you put what you get out of it, and like I said, I will never stop fighting and trying to, empower other women to reach their goals, including my daughters. I always said, the second they can work, they're gonna come here and they're gonna understand that you need to be number one for yourself before anyone else, and don't be guided by anybody else besides yourself. So that's what my mom taught me, actually. be independent. And this is why I achieved this, because I'm like, I know I can do it. There's no I can't. No, I can, and I will. And all the knowledge, like every night, I watch webinars, I do educations, I pay for educations. I'm doing the most. I've taken so many different courses, like integrative dermatology. I've taken women's health courses, because the better I understand us as a whole, and there's lots of parts to a human, right? But the more I understand it, the better I can treat. Whether that's skincare like acne, pigment, melasma, or just simply anti-aging, right? Everything kind of connects. Everything connects, which is crazy, especially even hormones and facials and everything. So it's super interesting puzzle pieces. So I guess that's what's my most proudest moment, is my growth and my resilience from where I started and who I was from Romania, not speaking English, and to what I'm doing now. It's definitely possible.
Which is a huge motivator for all the women out there who their English is not that good, right? English is not the language that'll keep you behind. It's not about the language, it's about the person, right? What you want to achieve, how much you want to pursue. I love that we talked about how you continue to study and learn to understand more people, especially women, because we women are so complicated.
Males are too, let me tell you. But I have a trick up my sleeve for the males. I'm bringing somebody on board to take care of that aspect, just because I don't want to be good at everything, to be honest. I just want to be good at a couple things.
You're giving a chance. I mean, I'm part of Bloom Society, and you're giving a chance to us to learn from you and even achieve somewhat knowledge enough to be able to see the differences in people and what they need.
And maybe in the future, do your own thing. Like, I encourage that, and I'm sure, my other staff members will tell you, like, I'm here for as long as you need, and I love that you guys are all present, and thank you for every single one of my staff. But if you feel like you want to do this on your own, I will literally hold your hand and try and find what makes you sparkle and help you enhance that.
And that's what makes this a Bloom Society, but and a family.
Yeah.
One thing that I do want to mention, you did, as we said about that you're trying to understand people more. What is something that you want your spa to be different than any other spa in Windsor, Ontario?
So I want to kind of encompass a wellness aspect. So before I was just treating the face, right? Botox, you come in for your Botox, you come in for your filler, and then that's kind of it. And I said, no, I've getting close to all these clients and talking to them on a very personal level, I realized all of us have struggles mentally, physically, and everything and beyond. So I said, I want to encompass and be able to treat the person as a whole. And I still have so many hopes and goals and dreams and for the future that I'm gonna have to take one at a time, because it's very hard for me to do it all. But that's why I brought on Kristen, who is a resilience counselor. She's amazing. Just her vibe and her persona being around you, you're like, oh my God, just keep talking to me. And she does the behavioral brain analysis scans, which is amazing because you can treat with that and you can do it in the comfort of your own home. And then now officially we have Michelle, who's going to be our registered massage therapist. So I want to heal the mind, body, the spirit. I want to heal everything, the face, everything. And even internally, so that's where hormones and balancing comes in play, because that can really throw off and throw you into depression and anxiety, and
which in a more deeper level that does affect treatments, right?
Yes.
Of how you feel within actually shows on the outside.
Yeah, and not only that, but body dysmorphia and social media and filters. Are you kidding me? Everybody wants to look like these filters, guys. No. Like, how about you just look beautifully you, naturally you? I will help you create your best you, but I don't want someone to come in here and be like, I want you to give me this face or this. No, because you're so unique. You're you, and the way that the beauty industry is going, it's going into that regenerative mindset. I started using Radiance about 3-4 years ago, maybe even 4 or 5, and one day it just clicked. Like, I really love Radiance in the face more so than even filler, because you don't get puffy, you don't blow up. So I did all the education knowledge I put on Radiance now, because I'm really intrigued. So that is why that's bioregeneration, right?
Yes. We do need to stay realistic, as she said. I mean, we all have fallen into the social media hole where we all want to look perfect like a filter. It's impossible, guys.
And I always say, I tell everybody, I'm like, don't put a filter on your photos, just stop it.
Yes.
Especially I tell Joanna here all the time.
Yes, I'm a filter girl. I love filters on my stories. It's a thing I do. But she's making me stop that, so here I am.
Yeah, Daniela, do you want to come say hi? We have Daniela here too, our nurse. Come. Come say hello too.
Hi. We're going live here?
No, we're not live.
No, come here.
We're gonna put on YouTube. Come.
Hi.
This is Daniela. And Daniela, I actually went to nursing school with Daniela, and I seen her at Henry Ford when I told you guys I had the million jobs in my clinic, and I said, oh my God, Daniela, can I just fix your lips? And then I said, and then she's like, I actually want to get into this, and I said, oh my God, come. And then she did my course, and I said, no, I want you to work for me. You're amazing, and I've actually known you, and I trust her. So she's been with us for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you like the beauty industry?
I love it. It's something I wanted to do. I just had to have that push, and Ada definitely gave me that push. And
I'm still trying to push her to do other
right.
stuff.
There's so much more. There's so much more to learn and to grow in this industry. And what I love about Ada is that she is so blunt. She's so real, not just with us, but with her clients, and she genuinely cares about her staff, her patients that she sees here. So that's why people trust her so much. I trust her. I know when she says you can do it, I'm gonna do it.
100%.
So it's about believing in yourself.
And I even told her many times, I said, if you want to do it on your own, I will help you. Like, you let me know what you need from me. If one day you're like, Ada, I want to try this by myself, I will literally do everything I can. I'll still be your medical director. Please don't go to anybody else, But I'm pushing her every day. I'm like, let's find what you're best at and let's make that your focal point, because we don't have to be good at everything. And I really want to stress that to other injectors. If you're not comfortable doing something, say no. It's okay. I will never do noses. I just can't. I can't live with it. And I have my really good friend from Europe who comes down sometimes and injects, and I'm like, message her. She'll do it. I will not touch noses. Or I have a friend from Toronto and she does noses. So there's certain things I won't do. And even other things, like when it comes to, like extra hooding or neck laxity, if it's too far gone, I'm going to say, listen, I can't get you to 100%. I won't even get you maybe to 80 or 70. I'm going to try and do the best I can, but we have to take it step by step. But I really recommend surgery. So I'm honest. I'm not just going to take your money. But the moral of the story is every single one of us has a focal and they're very good at something. And then that needs to be spotlighted and highlighted, because at the end of the day, we can't be good at everything. And if you are good at everything, it's exhausting to keep up with it. There's so much changing in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is like, oh God, it's like there's always new stuff in the anesthetic industry. So
right.
You can't keep up with everything. It's difficult.
So honestly, she's like the Botox queen. Honest to God, she's amazing. Like, she does my Botox, and I love it. And when I do myself, I feel heavy because obviously just don't do it in the mirror. It's very hard. And she also does plus 90, which is great. I won't do plus 90 because I feel like it's a privacy thing with my clients, and maybe they feel more comfortable with her. But she's great. So yeah. What other questions do you have for us, Joanna?
Let's see.
I'm just gonna push this backwards so we can see all three of us.
Wasn't expecting to get on camera today.
Honestly,
but that's another thing, is that working here, I feel like I used to be that filter girl, and I never thought, skin was that important. I always was like, oh, let me do my Botox, let me do my fillers, and let's just keep building on that. But what I stress to my clients here is that, yeah, Botox is great and fillers are great, but if you're not taking care of the base of your skin health, you need to be using the proper products, SPF, and doing, appointments with Joanna, doing your laser appointments, doing those skin treatments on top of your Botox, which will help extend your Botox. So take that zinc product, use,
SPF.
Use SPF every single day, even if you're inside. Every single day. And trust me,
The sun will find you inside too.
We all came from, we were in a generation of going to a tanning beds. We were living in tanning beds, and that's something that I stress too to people, don't do that. Yeah. So it's both,
I can even show some pictures of what people look like. I look at some people and I see they wear SPF on their face and not on the rest of their body, and you can really tell. And I mean, we can't really laser your whole body, you know?
Yeah.
But that's where I brought in the devices, because as I got more into this business, I'm like, I know like Botox and fillers are great, but we need to really maintain that skin. Like there comes a point where Botox, like your muscles, yeah, it's great, it's gone, but you still have that skin.
Right.
We gotta do something with that skin. And lasers not only help with just like tightening the skin and building collagen, but pigment. Like if you have precancerous cells, like the actinic keratoses, I read a couple studies recently where it said it actually can prevent that from turning into cancer. It reduces the incidence of cancer because you have repeated exposure to the ablation and the taking off those dead cells. And then there's chemical peels you can even do, and those help as well. There's lots of different things that we offer, and I try to really keen in on certain treatments that I think majority of people kind of need, and it's so simple, but it's very powerful.
And there's a beautiful thing about not having to wear a full face of makeup when you go out every day in public. There's something like really nice about just putting your SPF on and going
And Daniela
out.
used to come here every day. She's like, I gotta put my makeup on, and now like this is the most natural I've ever seen her, and she looks so beautiful. Honest to God, I'm like obsessed with that. Even me, I used to have the lashes and stuff, and at one point I'm like, I just can't get to the appointment, so I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna not wear even.
Let's worry about our skin health more than anything else. So.
And now I did the scan, and I'm like, oh my God, my skin looks horrible. Now that I understand, I'm like, all this is gonna turn into cancer someday, or I'm gonna have really deep wrinkles. And I never wear SPF because I'm like, who needs it? I'm not gonna burn, whatever. Get a little tan on my ride, but then the pigments, and they're very hard to get rid of. Like deeper pigments over the years. I still have some, so I'm still gonna have to do two more
layers. It goes so
the deeper it is, that's why like sometimes you have to combine like chemical peels and IPL and cool peel.
Yeah.
And even then, you might still have to do multiple of those.
Right, because you did a chemical peel before you did your cool peel.
Yeah, and I was gonna do even the hydrofacial to help the pores.
Yeah, and that's one thing also that people need to understand, that there's not one treatment that can do it all. One session done. You need consistency, and consistency is key. And the most important thing that we do here is consultations. And AIDA actually consults with all of us estheticians, so we can find the best skincare, the best treatment for you, because every skin is unique and every skin is different. So we do not treat everybody the same.
And I'm always trying to do educations, and I know we've kind of stopped on that, but before we were doing like monthly meetings and stuff with our staff, just to see like, okay, what do you need from us? So like, where do you need to go? What trainings do you need? What do you want to do? But
what
now
do people want to hear?
Yeah, or like, and what are we seeing from our clients? What are we hearing from our clients, right? Because there's a lot of things that we hear from, you know, where if they've gone elsewhere or something happens, and we say, okay, let's focus. Let's see what's the number one concern. And honestly, 80% of people have pigmented skin and laxity. That's huge, and this is why I said, you know what, I'm gonna get another CO2 and kind of see and run with it. But yeah, you bring on consultations. That's a huge thing that I'm really shifting how I'm doing consults now. Before, it was super individualized. Okay, you booked with Daniela, your consult's gonna be with Daniela. You booked with me, it's gonna be with me. The direction I see Bloom heading is we do consults together. And let's say, like, because Daniela does a lot of Botox and she's excellent, like, please trust her, she's amazing at Botox. Maybe my schedule's gonna be full, but more so with Radius, because I love Radius, I just love it. So maybe I say, okay, you can book with Daniela, you can book with me, you can book with Angie, and then I say, you know, you might need chemical peels or IPL. So I'm changing the way we do consults, so that way we get the whole picture, and we're not just gonna tell you, yeah, you just need Botox. Before, I was scared to tell people she wants Botox, but really, like, I really want to help improve your skin before anything else, you know. So doing all those other treatments, you know, you might do those first, and maybe you only need a couple units of Botox at the end, honestly.
Right.
But this is not overnight. It's like a year journey.
It's a journey, yeah.
It's like, we're gonna give you now.
Baby.
Yeah. So now I'm literally giving people like a year plan.
And that's the process.
And I tell people, listen, do not expect results overnight. And if you want, you know, the full cheeks and the big everything, maybe we're not your right people. Like, and that's okay. That's okay. Like, we don't have to vibe with everybody. I'm just really loving the natural. I love it. And I think I'm gonna stick with that. And I'm gonna launch a whole new IV lounge bar as well, and menu where, again, it's gonna help your skin. It's gonna also help your mental health and wellness. So I want to engulf everything, because I feel like when you treat someone's Botox, you're actually treating the whole person. Like, why are they getting Botox? They have some type of self-esteem issue against it, right? So we got to look at all aspects.
And also I feel like people, they're not very much educated. They think that that's what they need, Botox.
Yeah.
It's like all people know is Botox and fillers.
Yeah.
They don't really know more than that.
So true. That's 100% right. And we live in Windsor. I always make jokes with companies up in Toronto and stuff. I say, nothing really happens beyond London because we're all forgotten down here. So I always say that, but right? I feel like nothing happens here. We're forgotten. Where's Windsor anyways? Like, ooh, what?
Yeah.
You're a small city here, but listen, there's lots of people here, and we see lots of people from the States. So we need to still have our knowledge, top knowledge. I don't care where we are, and I don't care if we're not featured anywhere. But hopefully our community, Windsor Essex, Bloom Society community, can maybe tune in on these and just listen to small tips. So we're gonna, and we're gonna share like small little tips and things to look out for. Every week we're gonna have a different topic. And if you guys have questions and that you would like us to cover, please send them over and we'll definitely cover them. Like, I'm looking to have different people on here to talk about different aspects of care, including our counselor, our RMT, just everything, because I want to cover wellness as a whole. We want to treat the person. So whether you come into this place seeking counseling or massage therapy and not Botox, that's okay. Maybe you want to come seek PMU but not other services, that's okay. Or maybe you just come in for Botox. But we want to still provide you with the best education so you can make informed decisions no matter where you go. We're trying to really improve that.
Daniela, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So you started at Bloom Society in Amherstburg.
Yes.
Right. So it's been a little bit of a journey for you too.
Yeah.
How long have you been with Aida at Bloom?
About 3 years, I think now. Yeah.
Yeah. So during that time, how have you seen yourself change?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Definitely more confident in like in my skills, and definitely more confident in guiding the client, and even knowing now what Ada really is good at and what you're really good at, and kind of saying like, okay, Botox is one thing, but my suggestion or my recommendation is to kind of venture out this way, or like keeping it real, kind of like how Ada's trained me. Like Botox can only do so much. You have to be consistent with other things. You have to be open to trying other things. And like I said, and really understanding your skin health, and then adding these treatments on top of that.
Yeah, so the importance is on combination,
Yeah.
right, into everything.
And honestly, Daniela's only here 2 days a week, so she works full time in the States, obviously. So we love having her here, And I always try to push her.
Soon.
I know, I can't believe it, right? Oh, girl, finally! Woo-hoo. Dan, give it to her.
I love being here. I wish I could be here more.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future. That's definitely another goal. But I learned so much from Ada, and I feel like the best of the best. She's one of the realest, and I think that is so important for clients to know, because nobody wants to go to someone who isn't being honest, truthful, and
just doing it for the money, honestly.
And a lot of it is just for the money, unfortunately. So, and I've been doing treatments for a long time now at a lot of different places, and so you kind of catch on to those things after a while. So it's really important to find someone that you trust.
And even with her, I'm trying to always push her. I'm like more cool peel. I think you have to have the knowledge of the device in order to really you have to love something a lot to be able to recommend it. And that's why I'm with Radius and the Cool Peel now, because the results I've seen, I know I can't share everything with you guys because my clients want privacy as well. But let me tell you, I've seen some results where I'm like, that's only laser, this is crazy.
And we try it for ourselves too.
Oh, yeah.
We know the results because we all did the Cool Peels now.
And what is my thing that I say? You have to try everything you do, everything we offer.
But everything you offer, you should try, because you need to know. And as soon as Joanna and I did the Cool Peel, at the end we're like, ooh, that's spicy.
Oh, yeah.
And now we know how clients feel.
Right, that's how the clients feel.
And healing, how
and healing, right? Yeah. And healing journey. Now to know her skin's different than my skin. Her skin's she's was a little bit more swollen than I was.
Yeah. I had more crusting for sure too.
Yeah. So the journey is different, but I mean, we're all like, what, you're 1 week out, we're like 3 weeks out now, and I feel like my skin's like looked the best it's ever looked.
One thing we have in common is we're all shiny right now.
We're all shining.
I'm really trying to get my skin, like what you're saying. I want to get you, like you're more vigilant with like this SPF and stuff than I am in skincare. I still not the best, but I'm trying to get there. I'm trying with kids. But honestly, I want to get to the point where, because Waz was like, I was like, you suck at makeup. He's like, don't even wear it, honestly. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to the point where I don't have to wear makeup. I always hated my birthmark on my face, like this big brown patch. And it actually lightened around my mouth.
Which it did lighten.
So now I'm gonna do 3 sessions, 3 or as many as it takes for my neck and my mouth, and just see where it can go. But I honestly, yeah, Botox is awesome. I haven't really done fillers on my face, honestly. I did Radius probably about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and I had my lips, but I haven't done my under eyes. I do my Botox because I have migraines, so I have to. Otherwise, I would take Tylenol a lot, or Advil. But my goal is to like just go there fresh and just feel like, yeah, this is me, this is raw, this is natural, and it's beauty, and it's beautiful, you know. And I want to age gracefully, you know.
Right. Yes. And Bloom Society, it's not just mainly for beauty. What's important to know is that it's medical and beauty. We combine those
that's
two
a good
together,
point.
which actually treats the root problem for every individual.
So that's, I always ask the questions, like, if I see someone walk in, they come for their lips, and I see their skin has acne on it or something, I say, oh, like, how long have you had that? What's going on? Have you had your hormones checked? And I always kind of dig a little bit into the thing and see if I can help them. What's your diet like? Like, what are you doing, right? Because that's all gonna improve your self-esteem, and mental health and everything. So, and clients are like, you know what? I appreciate that you asked me that, you know? And I don't mean to be blunt, but I am blunt in a nice kind of way, just to kind of, I'm just trying to help you. And sometimes if we have samples of certain skincare, like I have Bright and Clear right now, the toner's in, I'm like, you know what, here, take one, like you need it, like I would love to help you. Or if I see someone who really dry skin, I'm like, here, take like a little bit of moisturizer, try it out, see if you like it. Again, I want to, obviously it's a business, and probably a bad mindset if I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire by whatever age. That was never part of my goal, by the way, ever. My whole thing was, I want to make little 10-year-old me from Romania known in this city. I want to feel like people know me and understand me, and know that I've contributed to community and to people's lives. So that's my whole goal. Like, I probably won't be a millionaire, and that's okay.
And you always say you want affordable services so every woman and man can feel beautiful, and have the opportunity to come in. She's always said that. So.
And it's honestly because, like, if I was thinking of me when I was working downtown, I was trying to pay my nursing school and everything, I probably wouldn't afford to go do Botox or, you know, lip filler or something. So I do want to be able to reach and be affordable for all walks of life. And I don't care if you come in here and you're a millionaire, and I don't care if you come in here and you barely can, you get whatever money you have, but you're saving it up for Botox. I will treat both the patients the same with the same amount of money. I'm not going to increase your price just because I know you make more, you know.
Everybody's equal.
And honestly, I actually do like little savings, even on the rich and even on the people who don't have as much money, right? I will give them, hey, you know what, I'm going to give you $50 off today, just because, you know what, I'm connected that way. I'm spiritual and I really feel that. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I know this person's life story and stuff, and I feel really bad. I'm like, you know what, today, 50% off, or I'll do a free something because I'm inclined to do so. I've been reading the Bible lately, which is kind of crazy the last couple of years, because I feel like the journey my life has taken and where I've achieved this by myself, like, it's crazy. And I feel like I want to feel someone above me, strong, who's supporting me and walking by my side, you know? And it always says, you know, kindness comes from within, and do not scream it out to the world. So I know I'm saying it now, but they say don't scream it out to the world. Do it when nobody sees.
Yes.
And that's what's going to give you the most joy. And I'm doing it for health of my family. I want to have my loved ones around me as much as I can. And I want to help empower other people. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a male, to be honest. I want to help empower people in general, because life is so short on this planet, and the way the world is changing right now, people are just so mean, and oh, there's so much stuff I see on social media, and I hate it.
There's no empathy anymore, there's no connection.
Like, remember playing outside until like 10 o'clock at night, the lights would come out? And I'd be like down buildings. I remember when I was little, we lived in Romania, and I went with my best friend, and the lights came on, and I don't know why we were surrounded by frogs, so if Tina sees this, she's gonna laugh. surrounded by frogs. And my mom's like, like yelling out the apartment building, Aida, where are you guys? You know? Actually, Damaris, that's my middle name. They were looking for me outside because it was darker and we were trying to get away from a bunch of frogs.
So
running away, right? It's like random. But like, those are, now, I don't know if I would let my kids out till 10 o'clock with street lights. I don't know.
Absolutely not.
It's so much crazy things. Like,
no, there's nowhere safe anymore.
So maybe we'll get to that back one day. And I think financially, that's the biggest reason why people kind of do that. So
well, history always repeats itself, right? So it's just
that would be one. It would be great. I would love that to see that. But do you guys have anything in closing? I guess direction where I see Bloom. I just want to see Bloom reach its potential, but I want everybody who is part of Bloom to benefit from that as well. Because I can't do it by myself, honestly. But the fact that I created Bloom, and that's a name that, you know, a community that I started, that's wonderful. But if I can empower Daniela, part of Bloom, and I'm gonna be generous always because I believe in that. And I really hope I can achieve greatness and maybe go to the States one day.
Yeah.
That's
have some friends. We're doing Bloom Talk. Andy, you want to come say hi quick before we end
off? Doors elsewhere.
He comes in, he's already on.
He's ready to go. Say hi. We're all black. Oh my God, guys. Hello. Can we just see this? We're all black. We're all black.
Come
and this
here.
is Andy as well.
I don't know if they
Come
fit.
sit. So, guys, every single one of these people, they're amazing because they've been trained by me, and I'm trying to teach them that, and they all have different views of beauty and stuff as well. And I'm trying to teach them that you can reach greatness and just push and want it for yourself, and we will support you. I will try and do as much as I can. And sometimes if we're not fully booked, it is what it is, you know, it happens, but I'm still gonna float this clinic as much as I can if I need to. And I know sometimes they come in and help me because I got like 5-6 people waiting, and I'm sorry to those clients but please, you guys can trust them.
It's all worth
my
it.
message to the world, to my clients. You know, I know you guys trust me and I get it, but if I trust them to be here, you guys should trust them too, because they're amazing people. So I want everybody to give them a chance as well. So,
Damn.
right? 1, 2, 3.
Bloom
Bloom
Talk.
Talk. We'll say Bloom Talk.
And Bloom Talk.
See you next week, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.